And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Cities Skylines with After Dark and Natural Disasters, and a couple mods that I've added. I'm using a different color correction system, and this one's called Darker Greens. So the greens are a little bit richer, so the colors are a little bit better. And I also added a mod that removes the fog. And I noticed in the last recording session that the fog really was overwhelming, zooming out and viewing the city at a distance. So with all that fog and stuff, I wanted the image to be a little clearer and everything to look a little bit better. So we've got the no fog, no clouds either. So I'll have to see how that goes. We should still get the lightning and the rain and stuff like that. We just won't get any of the other nasty stuff along with that. So we're making quite a bit of money right now, and I'd like to utilize a little bit of this disaster what am I thinking of? Words. Disaster DLC, the add-on pack that we have now. So we have under the fire, we have this disasters tab. We have all these things that we can do that are disaster specific. So the disaster response unit. So this sends out helicopters and trucks to help clear rubble and rescue survivors. They handle both the aftermath and burn down buildings. So any buildings that burn down or become rubble, they actually clear. So that's kind of cool. Then we have the emergency shelters that citizens will go to if the siren goes off. To get them to do that a little bit better. Oh, that is a big building. We have here, let's see, radio coverage. So you can see there's absolutely no radio coverage in my city right now. And I want to amend that. I want to make that better. So we are going to go in here and we're going to see if, that's a big, look how big of a radius that is. How big is this one? Okay, so this one is a little bit more our size here. What are terrain can hinder? So terrain can definitely hinder it. But what about placement? Do I have to place it? I could place it right smack in the middle of one of these. I don't think it needs road access. So let's use that a little bit and put this right in the middle. And everybody should start getting covered with that. And look at that. There we go. Everybody is covered with that radio signal. Great news. Okay, next thing. And see, that is $208 a week, and we were making 12,000. So we've got a little bit of a buffer here. I'm not sure if we need a tsunami buoy. We don't really have a big body of water, and I'm not sure what disasters will come from a big river like this. But earthquake sensor might be nice. These are nice and cheap. And let's see. Sensors show you the approximate location of the disaster well before it is happening. So what are the... Okay, so there is the... Wow, that's a big coverage area. Nice. Okay, so again, we can use those middle areas as a use for this disaster stuff. So I'm going to put that right there, and it covers everything that we need it to, right up, all the way up in there. So earthquake detection is high right around our city, which is perfect. We want that. Unless it detects sinkholes. And now we want a weather. Do we want a weather radar? This will give us a warning before a tornado hits. So I think that's 720 a week. That is pretty crazy. So weather, let's see what other disaster detection, radio coverage, destruction. Okay, I don't think weather is really a part of this, but this one does need road access. So it obviously employs some people. And what about the usage here? This building covers the whole city. Okay, so we only need one of these for the entire area, which is good. It's good news. And let's put it more or less up in the industrial area up here. I think we'll just come in here and put it right in here. So I'm not sure if there's an overlay on that. So it's telling us we don't need to make another one of these. See, we can't even select it anymore. So the deep space radar, this building also covers the whole city. See, we can select that, but this building already exists. So yeah, we only need one of these. This building must be placed roadside, so it covers the whole city, which is excellent. So, you know, putting this down now and absorbing that cost will help. That is a massive building. Of course, it's a radar dish, so it should be pretty big. I'd like to put this somewhere where I know I'm not going to ever move it. But I can move it later if I really want to. So let's put it up here, out of the way of the city for now. Okay. So with that, we now have full coverage of disaster warning. See, we can relocate the building later on. So detection distance is good, and it is operating normally. Let's make sure it's getting electricity, good, and water. Awesome. So electricity, we are doing pretty good on that. Water, we are a little close to our needs there. You can see the water flowing in here. Right after this, the flow rate slows way down. And like I said before, if we pump enough water out of this section, it'll start backfilling into here, and this pollution will start drawing further in. So let's see, we have a high demand for industrial. Now, that demand is industry or offices. Now, in order to determine which one we want, let's go to university. See, highly educated, 4%. So I don't think that we really need offices right now. We just don't have the population for it. So we probably need more regular industrial. And commercial we also need. So we're going to put down some commercial, and I want the zone select like that. So I'm putting commercial along the outsides, or the inside of this main highway right here, this main throughway. So we can actually get a little bit of people going on here. So industrial here is, well, I think it would be best. I think we're going to put a little commercial onto this side too. Let that develop a little bit, because this is going to be all high density in here. So we're going to want some industrial up here and up here. So let's go to speed 2, and that will help, bring up some of this development a little faster. Some people on the comments requested that I go to speed 2, so let's go ahead and do that until we have something happen that is bad. So we have pretty high crime right here for some reason. I'm not sure why. And we have no coverage really up and through here, but I mean, we should get a cop or two going that way. See, criminals in holding cell, we have 0. I really don't want to add too much. You can hear the little dings of buildings being upgraded. So here's a building upgrading, so we're getting constant buildings being upgraded, which is good. That's good, good, good. That means higher wealth, higher education, and more tax income for us. See, our tax income is going through the roof now. So if you have problems, you know, getting enough money in a city, then you got to look at your tax income and your wealth. So yeah, we've got a few areas in here. I might need another landfill to add some garbage trucks to the system, because these, even though they hold a lot, there's only 15 of them, I think. Yep, there's only 15 of them for the whole city. And while you'd think it would be enough, it doesn't seem like it is. Oh, I'm loving all these upgrades. Let's go to building levels and look at, yeah. Oh, we have a fire going on in this one. Let's look at fire department. Oh, they already put it out. Boy, look at that. Oh, water. Yep, water is a problem. So we want more water. So, hook all that up. Water should be fine. Now sewage treatment needs to be improved as well. And I'm still gonna just spew it out. I'm not sure. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not 100% knowledgeable of... I think this is like in a case of tsunamis, we have pumping services and stuff like that, which allow the water to drain out of our city a little bit more efficiently. It looks like electricity is fine, which is good for us. Education. Let's check. So we have 4,300 eligible. We have 4,300 in school. So how our high schools are doing? We have 5,900 eligible. We have 5,900 in school. And university-wise, probably a little lower than that. Eligible 408. And somehow we have 1,600. Not sure how that works, but it is what it is. We gotta go with it. Alright, so we've got some disaster warning going on here. And so now we want to look at possible evacuation centers. And I kind of want to use a little bit of this, where this high density is going to be built in here. So let's get out of there and see, there's no escape routes right now. See, no escape routes. Do I have... I do have a bus route through here. So I want to make sure these are... nobody's working up here right now, which is a problem. Not enough workers. So for some reason I'm not in high demand of... See, it looks much better without all that fog, I think. If I let this sit for a second, really let everything load in, it looks like an actual city. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful game, well lit. What was I doing? Oh yeah, disaster, doing escape routes. Okay, so let's look at the disaster thing here and do a large emergency center. Ooh, that is a big building. Okay, where are the routes for this? You can see the coverage area. So that is not a whole lot. But I definitely want one. I definitely want one in here. Because these are going to be high density residential. I might even want one over here. And I might have to take out a building to do it. That's going to be rather intrusive there. But I think, what do these cost? $1,600 a week. Wow. Okay. That is high. That is really high. So I'm going to just put one of these bears in here. Where is a good spot for this? It's hard to decide. Or I could do a bunch of smaller ones. I could do like one on each block. What are these per 480 a week? Holy cow. That is not cheap at all. And how many do these hold? 1,000. And I have 20,000 people in my city right now. So this holds 10,000. So I would need 2 of these just to cover everybody in my city. And not everybody is going to run to a shelter during a disaster, I wouldn't think. You know, you got some people who just say, "Oh, you know, it's not that bad out there." So if I put one right in here, yeah, I would get rid of a lot of stuff, but it would also cover a whole lot. I'm still thinking over here is best. I don't need to cover any of that industrial, I don't think. So I'm going to put one right here. And it needs... Oh, it actually has a street access and everything. Cool. And let's see. Draw an evacuation route. Oh, this is interesting. So not enough electricity. Let's first zone some high density residential around this thing to move out the... Oh, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna delete you. And this hopefully will zone in right here. So now it's got power. That's good. Hopefully some of these citizens... We got a bus stop right here too, which is good. And who are you? Box truck. For some reason you just came out. It looks like it's filling up with food and water. And it's trying to load up on power. Okay. Evacuation bus count 10. Evacuation route. Okay. So this is add stop. I'm not sure. Is this where it's going to pick up people or it's going to drop them off? So we're going to add... We're going to add a stop. Like right here. And here. And down here. And then coming back here. There we go. Hopefully that encourages the people to... Maybe they'll walk from here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how any of this stuff works. So, but I did, you know, I wanted to put one here to get, you know, get these people here. So that is my main justification for that. So that is a very expensive little... All right, so food. It looks like it's getting food. Those box trucks that are coming in here, they're delivering food. So we've got full power, full water, and now we are simply waiting for a disaster. And we can obviously start one if we want. That is getting really bright. Is there a brightness setting I can use? Graphics. See, there's the dark green I was telling you about. It looks like brightness is not a thing. Okay. Interesting. That's pretty bright. All right. We have a city that's well protected. It's got an evacuation route. Anybody who wants to evacuate can. And we've got a earthquake sensor. We have a weather station, which is right... No, not there. Where's my weather station at? There it is. Right there. Forecast period 14 days. Good, good, good. And we have a radio tower that's covering the entire city. So we are set and ready for some disasters. The next thing we need is a fancy fire system and some lookouts for forest fires. Because that is the thing now. Fires spread. We got a lot of abandoned buildings due to employment and education. That's why I just need my education to build up a bit more, and that way these commercial buildings will pop back in. So that's just a thing. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.